All right, guys, moving on to chapter 4. We're working with exponents. Many of you have worked with exponents, and you know what they are. Our essential question today: can you write and simplify expressions involving exponents? First power of 5 means 5 to the first power, which is just 5. 5 to the second power is 5 times 5. Sometimes we call that 5 squared. 5 to the third power, 1, 2, 3, 5 times 5 times 5. Sometimes we call that 5 cubed. And 5 to the fourth power, 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. Let's talk about some other things that you probably learned in middle school. We know the big number 5 is called the base. So the base is 5. You probably know that the 4 would be called the exponent. And this whole thing is called exponential form. So we're going to start really easy by just multiplying. Write -4 times r times s times 2 times r times s times r in exponential form. So let's multiply the numbers first. -4 times 2 is -8. And we are going to go in alphabetical order, so QRS. So we have 1, 2, 3 r's, so we'll call that all r to the third power. And 1, 2 s's, so we'll call that s squared. So the answer is -8 r to the third s squared. Find the area of the rectangle. So they're telling us to find the area. Well, I remember from middle school that area, didn't mean to do that, area is equal to base times height. Base times height. Notice I have 5 times 2, which is 10, and I have 1, 2y's, y squared. Remember that this is y to the first and this is y to the first. And the properties of exponents tell us when I multiply the bases, I add the exponents. Number 3 and 4, evaluate if m equals -2. One of the biggest mistakes that my students do is instead of putting in parentheses the m, they forget. So then it would look like 4 minus 2. So we're actually taking 4 times, well, -2 cubed, we know what 2 cubed is because your math teacher made you memorize it. That's -8. And we get -32. And notice that looks so similar to our next question, but our next question, notice all of it is cubed. So if all of it is cubed, we're going to take everything cubed, but we have to replace the -2 in for m. So we're actually taking -8 cubed. Do you know what -8 cubed is? Good. The answer is -512. All right, so just a reminder, what I expect from my classrooms is I do want you to know 1 to 15 squared. So we will be having a squares and cubes very soon. And 1 to 8 cubed, and we'll be having a cubes quiz very soon. These go hand in hand. All right, moving on. Let's go ahead and look at our order of operations. First, simplify expressions with grouping symbols. So remember, we're always going to look at grouping symbols first. Then we're going to simplify powers. Then we're going to simplify products and quotients from left to right. And then we're going to simplify sums and differences from left to right. Let's put this to work. We did learn something in chapter 1. We know that this is an order of operations, and we know that -3 squared without parentheses, there's kind of an invisible 0 here. Because I have to do this first, this is saying 0 minus 9, and all of this is -9. Please don't forget that you will get full credit off if you get that one wrong. On the other hand, if I have it in parentheses, This is saying negative 3 times negative 3. In this case, with everything in parentheses, that is a positive 9. And you obviously wouldn't be able to use a calculator. Moving on, what if I have 7 minus 3 quantity squared? Well, order of operations tells me 7 minus 3 is 4. 4 squared is 16. 7 and 8 look really similar, but they're not because of those parentheses. 7 minus 9, again, we have to use order of operations, just like in example 5. 7 minus 9 is negative 2. All right, so just a reminder that anytime we replace a variable with a number, we do want to always, always, always put it in parentheses. So I'm going to rewrite this one, r equals 2, s equals negative 4. 3 times 2 plus 2 times negative 4, and we're going to square all that. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. We're going to square all that. And let's see, 6 plus a negative 8, we know is negative 2 squared. When it's in parentheses, the answer will be a positive 4. So don't drop your parentheses till once you do. See how I did that? And then I drop the parentheses. I multiply and drop the parentheses. All right, great job, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel.